Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is brought to you by the Friends in Recovery community, a thriving network of individuals who are fighting back against the stigma of addiction. Join our hosts as they speak up about the real issues of addiction, treatment, and recovery. Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is available on Facebook, Podbean, iTunes, and YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, here are your Friends in Recovery.
Welcome back, everybody, to Friends in Recovery Podcast with Jersey Ed. I'm your host, Jersey Ed, of course, along with my two co-hosts, Buckeye Bambi and Super Beth. Welcome, ladies, to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you're listening to this, correct?
Correct. Morning
Sorry.
for us.
I want to tell you a quick story about this good morning, good evening, and all that. So when the Podfather was on the show, right, I would say, how you doing, Podfather? He'd go, oh, it's great. It's middle of winter. And he would say, it's about 60, it's about, 36 degrees here. He's just going on and on and on. I'm like, Mike, everybody is all over the world. And they don't know where we're at, but he was good. Podfather was good. If you guys want to see some of his shows, go back about a year and the Podfather's on there. But we have our lovely, lovely two great co-hosts today. And, we can't look back. We have to look forward. And we have such a great show today. I am privileged to be on this show with you two ladies. So
yeah, because you missed last week.
I did. How was your boy, Jeff?
I love Jeff.
I know.
He's a rock star. It was so great to meet him.
I know he is. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I watched the podcast and it went very well. So not as good as I can do it, but we'll give him second place. So
yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much for handling the podcast for us last week. Guys, the podcast hotline, if you're looking for some help, it's 800-989-6504. And if you want to email us with any questions or concerns or shout outs or whatever, it's help@friendsinrecoverypodcast.com. And also, we're still looking for that podcast intern. Please email us at help@friendsinrecoverypodcast.com. It's really important. We're trying to get this. We're trying to be professional, and we need somebody to help us. So
the resumes have been voluminous this week.
Yes, I know.
Been very taxing.
I'm sorry, Bambi. We work you so hard with all those resumes. So maybe slow them down a little bit. So, God, I'd like to thank all the people who have donated to this, to make this show possible. We really appreciate it. Without your donations, we could not do this show. Well, we could, and we would just sit here and talk amongst each other, and then it wouldn't happen. But because of you guys, I really appreciate it. This is your show, guys. Also, it's your show. Email us, right, ladies? Shouldn't they email us? Like maybe
Absolutely.
what they want to hear about, question of the week. They can email us a question of the week, right?
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
I know, right? So I don't have to
that.
pick them anymore. And so let's have the listeners email us a question of the week. All right, guys. But speaking of donations, to make your donation, you can Venmo us at Friends in Recovery Enterprises. Look under business or $ Friends in Recovery on Cash App, correct?
Yeah.
Right, Bambi?
$ Friends in Recovery.
Okay, good. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way. You can send a check to Friends in Recovery Enterprises, P.O. Box 1551, Johns Island, South Carolina, 29457. And the Friends in Recovery is now part of the F.I.R.E network, guys. If you want more information on the F.I.R.E network, please see soberpod.com or email info@soberpod.com. And Carl will get back to you. Basically, it's just a bunch of podcasters that are getting together, that are living in one spot. And we're sharing our shows. We're sharing information. So, podcasts on recovery. So if you want more information, please, or email me, help@friendsinrecoverypodcast.com. This week's show is brought to you by, no, I wish it was brought to you by something, but by someone out there, by Corey. This week's show topic is a personal look at step 10. So guys, stick around for some amazing recovery and listen to our I don't know what we're going to talk about. We're just going to go. So just stick around for that. While you're contemplating if you're going to stick around or not, I'm going to go over some literature. Bambi is not really going to lose any literature. We're going to call that going commando today.
That's right.
That's what she's going to do. Beth never leaves the big book. I think she just has it down her shirt wherever she goes. There it is. I've met Beth a billion times, and she always had her big book. Not true. Not true. Anyways, and I'm going to use the life recovery workbook today. So, so that's it. Go grab your literature. And while you're grabbing your literature to follow along with us, oh, Bambi, you are going to read from the
daily reflections.
Right, daily reflection. So grab your daily reflections, and we'll go over that too. But any sober shout outs, ladies, anything going on in your lives, or anybody you want to say hello to?
I want to give a shout out to anybody that had contact with me this week. This was the most stressful week of my life, and I was less than graceful. Period.
Step 10. Is that going to come into hand? Is that coming in handy this week?
Oh, so you have no idea. I have such a story.
Well, we'll find that out in a minute. This show is going to be all about Beth. Me and Bambi are going to sit back, and we're going to let Beth run the whole show here. So, oh God, Bambi, any shout outs?
Well, as I was thinking, our Felicia has 9 months also, because she today's the 15th, and she's it'll be in a couple days. It'll be 9 months. So
wow. All right. Congratulations, Felicia. So, and is there any shout outs on? Well, I want to give a shout out to Corey. He's on. He's always the first one on to say good morning or good afternoon or good evening.
Morning, Corey.
Good morning.
John's on also.
John is on. Yes, he is on.
Morning, John.
John L. John is the manager of Friends in Recovery Communities. John handles everything, and he has a cup to prove it too. Once you have a cup to prove that you're the manager, you're the fucking manager. That's it. You're done, right? He's never not going to be the manager unless he gets rid of the cup, right?
I agree.
Okay, good. All right, I'm glad everybody agrees. So I do have a shout out, guys. I have made some major changes in my life the last 4 months. And I'm keeping going. I'm going more and more changes, guys, more and more changes. I have resigned after 17 years. I resigned from my former job, and it was a hard decision, but I did it. And I am now with a new company. I am working for Bright Life Recovery. And my wonderful boss, Ed Allen. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I know, Beth, Ed, and probably half the industry. I know half the industry that works with us knows Ed. So I'm proud to be part of Bright Life Recovery. I'm proud to represent them and carry the message through like I did the last, hopefully the next 17 years, like I did the last 17 years. And if you want more information on that, just get a hold of me. The 800-989-6504. We can talk about that. And Beth, you work for somebody too, don't you?
I do. I actually work for Excel Treatment Center and the Milestone House. Up here in Morris County, New Jersey. Yes.
And you can get a hold of Beth at you want to give your number, or you want them to call the 800 number?
You can call me anytime, 862-432-6887. There
you go. Give Beth a call if you're looking for if you're looking for her, however you want to do it, guys. You know what? I dedicate my life to recovery. I'm just morning, noon, and night, every thought, even my job, I come on the podcast just like the beautiful ladies here do. And I know Beth and I know Bambi, we are always thinking of recovery because it's what saved our lives. I know for me, it's what saved my life. And Definitely. If something's saving my life and I can pass that on to somebody else, seeing somebody's sick and suffering, why not, man? It was given to us. It was given to me freely. And I pushed it away a couple times, right? A couple times. No, I'm good. Nope. I got this. And thank God I didn't die. Thank God none of us on here died. That's number one. And number two, there's people that's going to die from this disease today, tomorrow, next day. And it's sad. Yes. And that's why we do this. I know that's why I do this. I shouldn't speak for the ladies, but that's why I do this. Mm-hmm. So we can hopefully save one of those statistics from stop being a statistic. So anyways, so that's my new life, Bright Life Bright Life Recovery. And if you want to check out it, brightliferecovery.com if you have any more questions. So Beth, were you going to say something?
No, it makes me sad. People are out there dying every day, and it's worse today than it was 30 years ago.
It is.
It's not getting better.
Well, that's why I hope this show comes in handy. I know a couple people that called this show and they come on our meetings now. I'm not going to mention who, but awesome. They called this show and they are diehard people. They are diehard fans of our show and they come on the meetings. So, Bambi, speaking of meetings, you want to give a quick update on our meetings? As you are the meeting queen over there.
We have 2 daily AA meetings at 12 noon and 7 p.m. Eastern every single day, come rain or shine. And we have each one is a different host, a different topic, but they're all recovery related. And then we have the Morning Glory Beginners meeting on Saturday. We also have specialty recovery meetings. We almost have 3 meetings a day. Every day we have one specifically for first responders, which is a great meeting. We have one for medical professionals. We have a meditation meeting. There is something for everyone. So they just need to check out our website or our Facebook page. Join us on those.
Absolutely. Of course. For the website is friendsinrecoverycommunity.org, or you can go to aa-intergroup.org and you'll see those meetings on there too. Look for us on social media. Oh no, we said that already, right? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and give us a 5-star review. That pushes this that pushes this show out. It keeps pushing, it keeps this in the forefront of things, and maybe it'll help save one of those lives that we're out here to do. So without further ado, guys, it is time for
Question of the Week.
That's right. Question of the Week, ladies. And I think this is a good one because I can apply this in every part of my life. I know this
is so boring.
This is a boring one. I know. I love this. I love this question. So the question of the week, and let's, if anybody's on Facebook Live, let's answer it too, and we'll get your answers out there. How do you get motivated for difficult tasks? Now, that could be anything like moving.
Not to mention anyone's name.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything, but, maybe a big marathon like me, marathons, or we just did that 50-mile kayak trip down the river. Wow. It could be a speech you're giving. It could be a new job you're going to. It could be, I don't know, getting your hair dyed, whatever you think it is, that was for you, Bambi. So whatever that is, how do you ladies get motivated for those tasks? And I don't know if we should say difficult, but for a task that you might like, or that might be a little challenging.
You can hear my poor little puggy in the background. She doesn't like the question of the week.
Yes, so. No, not at all. So we're going to let you go first then, Bambi.
Well, and I thought about this because I do tend to procrastinate and things like that. But I think the key for me truly is a good night's sleep the night before.
Okay.
I mean, if I don't get a good night's sleep, then I will tend to put it off longer, procrastinate. But if I get a good night's sleep and I feel good, and I'm much more motivated.
Mm-hmm. So a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I think it's underrated. A lot of us are so sleep deprived in life in general that we don't think about how important that is. The small things like hydration with water, of course,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And sleep,
Sleep is important. I agree. Joe, good morning. Joe B has joined us, a friend from
morning, Joe.
South Carolina.
Question of the week.
So the question of the week, if you missed it, or if anybody missed it, I'm going to ask Beth, how do you get motivated for difficult or any tasks or challenges that come across? Beth, what about you?
I am currently choosing to not get motivated about difficult things I have to do in my life. I'm just saying, but and it's interesting that just kind of realized that I accept the help that's offered to me when I am ready to really tackle big things, hard things, challenging things, scary things. I accept the help. I can't even tell you how many people have said, if you need help packing, just let me know. I'll come over. And as of today, we close on Tuesday. That's like 3 minutes from now. I have not accepted help. So For me, it's when I'm ready to do hard things, I accept help and I am accountable. For
Accept help
me,
and accountable. Yeah.
I got to be accountable to saying I did X, Y, and Z. And I
Mm,
need my friends will check in and be like, did you do X, Y, and Z?
mm,
And then I have to be accountable. And that,
yeah.
believe it or not, that's my pride.
Okay.
I use my pride to my advantage.
Yep. And that's good. Well, being accountable and letting more and more people know what we're doing and how we're doing it motivates us too. And just like my recovery, I wear my recovery on my sleeve. I don't tell anybody about anybody else's recovery, but I wear my recovery on my sleeve. And that's important for me because I tell everybody about me. I mean, I don't go out and blab it in the streets, but if somebody asks, if it comes up in conversation, I'll tell them. I have no problems with that. And that holds me accountable, right? I love that, being held accountable to get that hard task done. I love it.
Yeah.
So we get sleep, be accountable, and visualize for whatever that task is. So I visualize, let's say we just did the kayaking trip, right? A couple weeks ago and over in August, a few months ago now. So I visualize. So how I looked at that, I sit down and I close my eyes and I go backwards, right? I look at the end of the trip, right? I look at the end of the trip and then I take it all backwards. Same thing with marathons. When I run marathons or half marathons, I look at the finish line and work my way backwards. How am I going to feel at mile 13? How am I going to feel at mile 10? How am I going to feel at mile, 5? And I'm going to feel all different in those runs, and when I work my way back. So now I see myself crossing the finish line or finishing the kayak trip or getting the new job or whatever it is. I visualize it and I work my way backwards. And then in that backwards working, I have somewhat of a roadmap in my mind, what's going to happen. Now, it's not going to happen exactly the way I see it in my mind, but I'm prepared. I'm prepared to know that, this is the way it might go or may not go. It's just my thing. That's what I do. I visualize to get myself, through some kind of difficult or challenging task. So love it, guys. So sleep, accountability, and visualization, and we could probably put all those together and probably work it in all together as far as all that goes. So thank you, ladies, for that question that you didn't like. Great answers. So here we go. We're going on to step 10. So step 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Right. I had to do that last night, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But I want Bambi to read today's daily reflection because that has a lot to do with step 10 and where we're going to go with this and personally. So,
okay, October 15th. My checklist, not yours. Gossip barbed with our anger, a polite form of murder by character assassination, has its satisfactions for us too. Here we are not trying to help those we criticize. We are trying to proclaim our own righteousness. That is from 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 67. Sometimes I don't realize that I gossiped about someone until the end of the day. When I take an inventory of the day's activities and then my gossiping appears like a blemish in my beautiful day. How could I have said something like that? Gossip shows its ugly head during a coffee break or lunch with business associates, or I may gossip during the evening when I'm tired from the day's activities and feel justified in bolstering my ego at the expense of someone else. Character defects like gossip sneak into my life when I am not making a constant effort to work the 12 steps of recovery. I need to remind myself that my uniqueness is the blessing of my being, and that applies equally to everyone who crosses my path in life's journey. Today, the only inventory I need to take is my own. I'll leave judgment of others to the final judge, divine providence.
Wow.
A good one.
That is a good one. We could close with that. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Stay sober, everybody. No, but
don't gossip.
No, don't gossip. You don't gossip about us. That relates to me anyways, as far as step 10 goes, because I can get in my head. I can walk into a room. I was at an AA meeting up in New Hampshire the other day, and we were talking about walking into a room and just laser focusing on somebody and say, oh God, what fucking shoes is that guy wearing? What jacket? He wore those shoes with that jacket, and he probably doesn't even have fucking underwear on, or he probably didn't wash it in 3 days. I can assassinate somebody in a heartbeat, right? In a heartbeat. And that's not fair. You know, I need to make sure that that I'm okay with myself and I'm not going there. And my sponsor always says, Eddie, you can't control the first thought that comes in your head, but you can control the thoughts after. So if I want to go character assassinate somebody, I don't have to go down the rabbit hole. I can stop it, right? But maybe if my program isn't strong enough that day, or maybe I had a weak moment or whatever it is, I can go down those rabbit holes. I'm a human being too. You know, I'm a human being. But, you know, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. You know, not that I'm gonna go apologize to them saying, you know, I fucking, you know, I mind fucked
your outfit
hard. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to do that, but, you know, I'm going to just be kinder and that's what I would do. But my personal experience, and we're going to go on with you ladies, is, with step 10 happened last night, traveling, rainy. I wasn't feeling good. Haven't ran the whole week. Not, you know, the whole 9 yards. And, I get home, and my wife didn't fold some clothes, and I'm like, well, why aren't these clothes folded? You know, I like everything perfect. That's my problem, a character defect of perfection. So I stopped and I said, like I said, you know, the first thought. So I said, let's fold the clothes together. Now, that's the last thing I wanted to do was fold the clothes. I wanted to sit down and relax. And she said, no, you sit down and relax and I'll do the clothes. And I said, no, I said, let's do this together. And we had a fun time doing it. We watched TV and she asked how my trip was. So I know she was still a little pissed off because I said, why didn't you fold the clothes? And by me helping her out, it kind of killed it a little bit. But what I didn't notice was the small things in life, right? When I came in and I went and looked at the clothes, I didn't notice the wonderful Halloween decorations throughout this whole house, this beautiful home that we built together. Well, she really kind of had her say in it, but this beautiful home that we just moved into, and I don't mean it by possessive things, but I didn't take time to stop and look what she did. Right. The hard work that she put in for me and my daughter when we walked into this house. Right. I focus on the clothes. So I apologized to her this morning. And, you know, I just said, you know, I'm sorry. I said, the house looks wonderful. And it's, you know, you did an amazing job for Sam and I. And she goes, you're just saying that. And I had to just stop. I'm like, no, I'm saying it because I really mean it. And I'm sorry about last night. So that's where my step work comes in, to continue to take personal inventory. And when I was wrong, promptly admitted. I waited a little bit, had to sleep on it, really had to make sure that I was wrong. I'm always fucking wrong, guys. Come on. I need to apologize all the time. Let's be serious. So that was my little bit. And I do that day in, day out. You know, I sit there and just kind of look back on my day. And if I can't apologize to something, I'll say, God, I'm sorry, you know, or I'll do something, an act of kindness for somebody to kind of give it back. So that's my personal look at it. How about you, Bambi? What's your personal look at step 10?
You know, I do my step 10, you know, I try to do it every day in the morning, and then, a spot check throughout the day and stuff. And I mentioned this in my meeting this morning. I was talking to my sponsor and I said I got demoted because she said my step 10 that I was going over with her, because we do that on a weekly basis, it was too big for a step 10, that I needed to go back and do a step 4 on some of my resentments and things. So I got demoted to step 4, and I
that was good. That was good this morning.
But it's not really a demotion. It's just that I guess, you know, some of the things that I don't correct right away, I'm noticing now are building up, and I really need, as a newcomer, you know, as a newbie to this, I need to really pay attention to my step 10 a lot better, my spot check inventories throughout the day, noticing it immediately. You know, I'm pretty good about stopping and praying. You know, I have my necklace. It's a little Paul sign that one of our friends in recovery got me. And I say, God's will, not mine, be done. And I do this all throughout the day. But am I doing it? You know, am I really doing it? You know, I'm taking the time to do that. I pray, I do that. But then I didn't follow through with, well, what do you do next? You call someone and you get that stuff out and you talk about it. Yes. And I wasn't doing that. So here I thought I was working this great step 10 every day. until I got demoted, and
turns into a step 4.
yeah, I realized that
sucks.
maybe I have some work to do on my work in my step 10 so that I don't get demoted again. So,
you need another sponsor. Do it the easy way. Get another sponsor.
Oh, God, no.
And that is true. We really have to just kind of look at it, and we have to drop back to a step 4. There's nothing wrong with it. When you did come on the meeting this morning, because it might be a little bit deeper than what we think, and that is definitely something that I understand and that I've done in the past. Let's just jump back, and let's do a refresher course. It's nothing bad, but thanks, Bambi. That's a perfect example of how really good recovery works. You're not afraid to take that information and do what you need to do with that suggestion and do what you need to do with it. So,
I don't go against my sponsor. You know her.
I know her. I know.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I don't go against your sponsor either. I'll be honest with you. Beth, how about you? What's your personal take on step 10? Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it.
So I'm going to read the step from the big book because it doesn't take long.
Sure.
And on page 84, it says, our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is my favorite sentence in the whole freaking book. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue over our lifetime. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. When these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. Then we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Love and tolerance of others is our code. And that's the mechanics of step 10. And you guys both straight up, just exactly out of the book. That was both of your experiences. And that was my experience this week. So, as the entire world has known, because I can't shut my mouth, is I'm moving. We're buying a house.
Congratulations.
And we also have our wedding anniversary. Thank you. I'm very, very excited. I can't wait till Tuesday to be over because I really can't take this anymore. But it's a busy time. And I woke up, I want to say it was yesterday. I woke up yesterday and the beast was on me 100%. Eyes opened. I wanted to divorce my husband. I wanted to boot kick my daughter, and I wanted to suffocate my son. I'm not kidding. I know that sounds really, really ugly, but that's what the beast looks like in me. And so for real, the beast was on.
Yeah.
And it was selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. And I had all 4. And so called my BFF, who's, we've been doing this recovery thing for a very long time. And I called her, and she called me actually. And she goes, how you doing this morning? And I'm like, not good. Ears within earshot of me. So I just said, can I call you when I get in the car? So I got in the car and I called her. And literally the first things out of my mouth was, I'm not me today. This is not who I am. And she was like, spill it. And so I spilled it. I just spilled the stress and the fear and the selfishness and the self-pity that was just oozing off of me. And we were on the phone while driving, so I didn't close my eyes. Yes, I did. Just kidding. And and then she told me, she's like, well, what are you going to do for the rest of the day? I said, I'm going to move slow with purpose, and I'm going to try to just stay in the moment and be of service where I can. And I got to tell you guys, I didn't owe amends to anybody in my family because of the beast in the morning, which I have had to many, many times in the past. And I managed to stay in the moment, and I actually had a really good day. It was one of my best days ever. No, but it was a solid day, and that was removed from me. I didn't need to carry it with me all day long. And the only other thing I want to point out about step 10 is that the actual step says when, not if. Bill Wilson was really smart when he wrote when. When, continuing to take personal inventory and when we were wrong. Not if, but when, because we're all wrong. Right.
Hold on. Let me cross that out. Let me cross that out and put if.
But it's really funny because it's I'm wrong all the time, and I'm doing my best out here. I'm making a mess sometimes, and this gives me the opportunity to be a better human. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's my experience. That's my current experience with step 10.
And that's an honest way to look at it. We're beasts. We're whatever. I love that, Beth, because you're being honest. That's how, again, we have bad days. We are assholes. We are, maybe in between an asshole and a good person. We are those people because we're human beings. But a lot of people can't admit that. Like what you just said was amazing. That's an amazing program. You work a good program. Call your sponsor and say, "Spons, listen, I'm not me today. I don't even know if I could do that. I'm not me today. I have to bitch to my sponsor." And he's like, "Eddie, slow down." So maybe that's my way of saying that I'm not me today. But, but I love it. And I love that you said, move slow with purpose. Holy fuck, man. I need that. I needed that today because there's a lot going on. I've just been kind of traveling and everything, but move slow with purpose. I'm going to ask you, Beth, how did you do that? Like after you told your sponsor, "I'm going to move slow with purpose." How did you incorporate that into your life? Because it sounded like it changed around your day. It completely.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So move slow with purpose is something that's taken a lot of time to practice, but it's really about not multitasking, staying where I am. I'm only gonna, every time my brain goes to anywhere else other than the room that I'm sitting in, come back to present. Yes. No judgment of myself. And I gotta tell you, I do not beat myself up. I do not judge when my brain goes out to, there's probably going to be an explosion 5 seconds before the closing and we're never getting in the house. Like my head goes there, but I don't judge it anymore. And I think that frees me up to just get business done. Just come back to the moment without judgment.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Stop beating myself up. Stop judging myself. And stop thinking I got to be perfect. Of course I'm human. Like Ed, you said it like 50 million times today. I'm a human being. My brain's going to go. And I spent so many years not when I'm not perfect, just judging the shit out of myself. And then I'm still not in the moment. So yeah, it's all about being right here, right now. And, I got to actually hang out with my niece and my nephew yesterday for quite a few hours. And
nice.
Because I was in the moment and not in my head, dude, they're like the two smartest little 7 and 4-year-olds I've ever met. Like basically my nephew who's 4 told me how to get to my niece's school because I wasn't doing it right.
Oh my God.
Wow.
They're just so smart. And if I wasn't in the moment, I couldn't have done that.
Yeah. And Beth, you said it that I turned my day around, right? Some people it would take them a week, hold a grudge, be pissed off for God knows how long, with this, I could have held on to that folding clothes thing, but I just decided to let it go. What the fuck? It's clothes. What the fuck? You're packing, you're slow, whatever it is, slow down, be in the moment. Right. Joe B says, pause for the cause. Right.
I like that.
I love that, man. Pause for the cause. That's a good one, Joe. We're gonna use that. So, but just be in the moment and do what's best for us. And like I said, for other human beings and me as a good human being. So, I got a couple questions here. Bambi, did you have anything to add into that?
No, I love what Beth said. So I'm gonna mindfulness, very important. I need to be more present and with myself at the moment a lot of times.
Hard. It's not easy. It's hard.
It's hard.
Being in the moment is not easy. And it's a practice. It's not even, it just comes with time. 100%. It comes with, I still get out of the moment, changing, moving down here, changing jobs. Crazy. I'm in my head. Is that the right decision? Do I belong in this neighborhood? I can go down that rabbit hole, but like you said, you have to stop it, right? Because I'm going to tell you guys, and you're going to laugh, but you're probably going to agree with me. Every fucking rabbit hole leads to one place. Every human being's rabbit hole leads to one place.
I'm drunk and dead.
100%. That's where it leads to. And I don't need to go there, right? Because that's the ultimate outcome. That's what we're searching for. Like, give me an answer. The answer is going to be, I'm going to die because I moved. I'm going to die because I took a new job. I'm going to die because I'm whatever it is,
Right.
100%. Yeah.
So all those rabbit holes go all into one area. I'm serious. Right. I mean, that's the research I did on it in my own fucking brain. So yeah, Beth, you were going to say something?
No, man, I just agree with you 100%.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
Right. Good. Good.
It's totally like every single like emergency phone call. It begins with, so I got in my head and I died. And then we talk.
Yeah, that's it. Just go straight to the death. right?
Yep.
Just go straight.
Gonna die.
Don't even go, because that rabbit hole takes a lot of shit. Go straight to the death and then call somebody, right?
I'm having a bad day and I'm gonna die.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Why even go there? Because 92% of the or 95% of the shit never comes true that we think about in our heads. The other 5% comes.
We don't see coming.
Yeah, you don't see coming, or it's not as bad as we thought it was,
Right.
right? It's not as bad as we thought it was. So, and again, you know, I like Joe said, we can even stop. We can cover that hole up with pause for the cause. We can walk right over that rabbit hole. You know,
100%.
I choose not to. I love going down rabbit holes, man. I love being an asshole. It's just a character defect. I'm sorry. It's an honest program.
I enjoy it.
But once I'm in it, I don't enjoy it. You know, once I'm in it, I don't enjoy it. So I have a couple questions here. So everything, you know, we're talking about apologies. We're talking about this, that, and the other thing. But let's talk about, what have I done right today? Right? Let's go to that. Why do we always have to go to the negative stuff? Why I should not me? Why do I always go to the negative stuff? What have I done right today? Like I said, when I walked into this house yesterday, all that stuff that was out there waiting for me to see how clean the house was, I focused in on one thing. I didn't look at the right stuff. I looked at the wrong stuff. And that's how I usually look at things. And again, I can't control the first thought, but the thoughts after. What did I do right today? Not what did I do wrong today? Everybody's gonna do something wrong. I'm gonna do something wrong. I might leave the toilet seat up. That's wrong. In my house, women, you do not leave the fucking toilet
that is
seat
wrong.
No, that is wrong. That's murderous wrong.
So
That's murderous
wrong.
I know, but I might leave it up sometimes because I'm human. So then I have to make amends. I have to apologize. I have to do my, you know, my not if, it's when will I leave it up, not if I leave it up. So what have you ladies done right today, or what in the past week? What have we done right?
Well, you know, I have my 10-step kind of inventory that I do just through there's no set time that I do it, but it has all the positives listed on it. Was I caring? I'm trying to find it.
As Bambi disappears,
I disappeared. I know, but it asked me, and of course I can't find it, but the good things that I've done also. So was I caring? Did I reach out to someone? Was I honest? Was I compassionate? So it kind of has me go through the positives as well as the negatives. And I kind of just try to, don't always write one out every single day. I'm not a big journaler. I know I need to work on that, but I do go through and note all the positive things that I've done that day.
Good. So. And that's perfect. Noting the positive stuff, you know, and I'll get to this question in a minute, but to you, Beth, but you know what? When you turn the news on, right? When you turn the news on, I don't listen to the news anymore, because when you turn it on, it's everything negative, because good stuff isn't going to sell. Like, you know, Super Beth helped a woman across the street today. Who the fuck cares about that, right? That's not going to sell. Super Beth gets hit by a car and survives. That is going to be headline news, right? Let's be serious. I mean, that's going to sell newspapers. That's going to sell whatever it is. I would rather hear Super Beth walks across the street and helps a woman or donates $1 to the home. I would rather hear that. I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry to make a joke at your expense, but that was just like the perfect.
Oh God, yes.
But
100%.
yeah. So that's why I don't listen to the news. That's why I don't partake in any kind of media stuff or anything along those lines. Because guys, also what we put into our ears is what comes out of us too. I've noticed that. I've noticed that because, you know, I'm listening to different things. I'm changing things around in my life, and I'm speaking differently. I don't know if the F-bomb will ever stop. I'll be honest with you, but
probably not.
Please don't. Never stop.
But the intention and the heart I can tell you that has tremendously changed. And it's what gave me the courage to move to South Carolina, to change jobs, because I was always fear based. Like, I can't leave, I can't go, I can't, you know, if it was up to me and I didn't have this program, I'd be living back in my mom's house. That's where I would be living, because fear would have such a fucking grip on me. But because of this program, I'm able to do these things, and have friends, and not just things, friends, real, true friends. And I always say this, right? Where's my drug dealer? He hasn't called me in over 28 years, that motherfucker. Where is he? Why isn't he reaching out to me? Isn't he worried about me? Right? All my bartenders, they don't worry about me. Right? But I miss a meeting, or I'm not on the podcast, or I miss a call from somebody. Hey, you okay? Hey, I'm just reaching out. I haven't heard from you in 3 days.
Yep.
That's what this program gives me. And I love that. I love that because this is true friends in here. So Beth, what's your, and I just mean this figuratively, what have you done right today? The right things in life.
I chose to actually get out of bed and show up for this podcast because I woke up like 15 minutes before.
Well, you look fabulous.
And I want to point out that I was really proud of myself that all week, even through all this stress, I have been very much concentrating. I do a lot of driving on the fall leaves. The fall leaves in New Jersey are literally the most beautiful thing in the world. Orange is my favorite color. And it's about to pop, y'all. If you haven't looked outside, if you live in the Northeast or anywhere that fall hits, like, now's the time, because it's literally given me so much gratitude. And the other thing I did good this week was I kept my mouth shut a lot. I could have kept it shut more, but I definitely kept it shut a lot.
That's progress, not perfection, right?
Right.
I'd be disappointed if you said I kept my mouth shut and I didn't give my opinion. You have to do that once in a while. So, and yeah, absolutely. Joe B says, I look to see what I've done wrong yesterday and work on to do it differently today.
Doing it differently today.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
and
good.
That's positive, man. That's bringing positivity into your day already, right? Just doing that. And of course, we have to look at our mistakes. Somebody asked me, why can't we just be perfect and just do things without making mistakes? Right. I think it was on one of our chat lines on Telegram. And I answered, because we wouldn't learn, we wouldn't grow, we wouldn't understand, we wouldn't, collect and be human. We wouldn't be human if we didn't. No. Because this world is not perfect, and there's always a storm. I always say there's always a storm, right? There's always a storm coming. And we can look at the storm and say, holy fuck, man, I got to put I got to put this shit away. And I mean, metaphorically, I got to put all this stuff away, or we can stand in the sunlight and enjoy what's going on this moment. Like Beth said, be in the moment, enjoy it. Yeah. Storms are going to come and go in our lives, guys. We're going to experience highs and lows, negatives and positives. There's always going to be a storm. If you're looking to have a perfect life without a storm in it, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah.
Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor, because the car is going to break down. The credit card might get declined. The food might come out wrong. There might be big things in our lives, divorces, loss of businesses. I don't know. There's big things that are going to happen. But if we push through that, and if we understand what we can do as human beings when we're in that right mind space, it passes. It fucking passes, guys. So
you've survived 100% of your worst days.
Yes. You've survived 100% of your worst days. I agree with you. I love it. Let's see. I think I have one more question. Let me see. Let me just look at this question, then we'll close here, because I did say we were only going to do a half hour, but that blew that out the water because of my big mouth. But
my big mouth.
All of us, so we'll all take blame. What do I need God's help with tomorrow? And I think that's what Corey or Joe just said. Looking at what I did wrong yesterday, and changing it right today. And that's what I asked God for help with. And I know this is not in my higher power. I should have said my higher power as far as that goes. Ladies, what do you look for your higher power towards with help if something like this comes up, and especially in step 10?
Well, I think that Joe said it perfect, actually. I mean, every day you have to kind of look back and figure out what you want to do differently the next day. And that's what I pray about. I mean, that's how I meditate. I pray on it. I work the situation over in my mind so that I can maybe do it better the next day. You know, if this exact same thing happens and it's a good chance something similar is going to happen, how am I going to react differently? Because I can only be responsible for, what I can control and my reactions to other people's behaviors and things.
Absolutely.
And I have to remind myself of that a lot. So that's what I need help with. And I literally play the situations out in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And say, let me do better tomorrow. Help me, God.
Yeah. And that can go from like the question of the week when we said, when I said I visualize things. Visualization, guys, in every part of your life helps because it prepares you. For me anyways, I try visualization. Sit down, get into a calm place and visualize how you want to either fix it or make it right, or how I should have done it differently next time, and meditate on it. And it works. I'm telling you, it works. That's why I do that when I run a marathon, when I do something big with whatever it is. That's why I visualize and I go backwards and see how it works. Because, I want to make sure that I'm going to do it the way I'm supposed to do it, not the Ed Chancho way or not the Jersey Ed way, because Jersey Ed would fuck it all up. If it was Jersey Ed's way, I would find a scooter and grab it, take the scooter, run through the marathon and win the marathon before anybody got there. That would be Jersey Ed's way. Okay. Or maybe a motorcycle, I'd get there faster. Maybe they'd follow you a quicker time, but that's the fucked up thinking that I have. Right. That's the crazy thinking that I have. So Beth, what about you? How would you, with your higher power, how do you ask your higher power to help you tomorrow?
I just ask him to help me be in the moment. And how can I be of service? There's more in the big book about step 10, but it says that he's the principal and we're the students. He's the principal and we're the agents, which is why I still need a shirt that says I'm an agent of God. But that's my purpose here. And my experience is that sounds like super, for me, that sounds super religious in my mind. But the reality is my experience is that when I'm out there trying to do what God would have me do, my life is just good. Like deep good. So I'm just trying to carry out his will for me. Because he's right. I'm usually not.
That's true though.
It
for
is.
All of us. Yeah.
There's that saying, we plan, God laughs, right? I love that. But the other thing that I've heard, and I like this even more, we plan, God guides our footsteps. Right.
Yes.
It's way better than, because God's not laughing at any of us. I mean, that's, it's a chuckle you get in a meeting, but God has plans for all of us. And like you said, Beth, it's so much. And I don't mean to be this is not a religious show or whatever, but it's our higher power. Because before I was drinking, I never apologized to anybody. I never thought about that I hurt that person. None of that stuff. I never knew I was powerless over. None of these steps were ever in my life. This book never existed in my life, ever. Now I live by this book, my 12 and 12. I live by these steps. I'm a huge step guy. Like, I love digging into these steps inside and out. That's why we're doing this podcast, the year-long podcast of all the steps. I sit there and think sometimes I'm crazy for doing this. And these other two that come along for the ride, I either brainwashed them or they're just as fucked up as I am for trying to do this all year long. So, but I appreciate that. Ladies, it's been a great show. Thank you for all your personal experiences. Thank you for answering these hard-hitting questions that I come up with. But it's an honest program. And once we dig deep and we get honest with ourselves, that's when the healing begins. That's when the things start coming to us and life gets much, much better when we start becoming honest with everything and everybody. So stay tuned for next week's show. I believe we're going to do tradition 10. And
whatever that may be,
whatever it is, we will have some information on it. So stay tuned for that show. But shout out to Carl at SoberPod and Chelsea. Love you guys. Go listen to SoberPod. The great show. Carl does all of our behind the scenes stuff also. So give them a listen over there. We love you guys over there and keep up the good work. And stay sober, everybody.
Have a great week.
All right, guys. Good show. Jimmy, Jim's here. Jim, when was Jimmy here or was he here the whole time?
I know he came partway through.
Oh, hey, Jim. I think God does laugh, but I laugh with him most of the time. Yes.
True story.
Yes, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? Jim says also. So guys,
I like
check
that.
out the comments. Facebook Live. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate everybody over in Facebook, and look for the show. I always tell everybody, make sure you watch the show because it's so much different than what it is on Facebook Live, because there's a lot of editing, a lot of different things. So you guys on Facebook Live, go to YouTube and come watch us. So
And like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And
Absolutely.
subscribe.
Yeah,
And share
subscribe.
with everybody you know.
And share. Yes. So thank you guys. We're going to let you guys go. We're going to take care of some business here.
This concludes this episode of Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast. Follow us on Facebook for past shows and updates, and enjoy free access to twice daily support meetings. Friends in Recovery, the Addiction Recovery Podcast, is available on Facebook, Podbean, iTunes, and YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.